Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, the basketball edition. After the New York Liberty lost its huge lead to the Minnesota Lynx on Thursday night, I did a video the next day, actually, talking about the big choke of the game. Sure, everyone was talking about Breanna Stewart because she had two opportunities to get them over the hump, one at the foul line and another down the lane for a layup. And people are saying, and I pointed out, she choked. I also pointed out that there was a bigger choke, and that was from Sabrina Ionescu, who fouled Courtney Williams, committing the cardinal sin of defense in fouling a jump shooter, in particular, someone shooting a three. That is what put them in the position to even have to rely on Breanna Stewart. I also said during that video that the series of events reminded me of one, my senior year, a particular game as a player, and two, a situation that went down at the final game of my coaching career. And I just want to share a little bit of those personal stories because they are eerily similar and they just brought back these memories. So let's go to the first one. Courtney Williams. Courtney Williams is in a situation where she takes a shot, misses the shot, and Smith kicks the ball out to her. She checks her feet, makes sure she's behind the line. And with just seconds in this game, she puts up the shot. She hits the three and she's fouled. Then she goes to the free throw line and she goes up. The three-pointer tied the game. The extra point was the first time Minnesota had led in that game. And it was Courtney Williams with ice water in her veins to go up 84-83. Now, how does this remind me of me? It takes me back, senior year, New York City, Andrew Jackson High School in Queens, New York, to be specific. I'm the captain of the team. I'm the point guard. I play great defense. I love playing defense, even as an adult. And I also was a good three-point shooter. So we're in this game. We're down 3 points. My coach calls a timeout. Coach Pollock, don't know where you are. I hope you're alive and doing well. Coach Pollock was also our softball coach. So he calls the timeout. I don't remember him drawing up no huge play. I don't remember him ever drawing up some huge play. No offense, coach. But he just said basically that we're going to inbound the ball. It was sideline, out of bounds, about half court, across from the bench. He's going to have one of our players inbound the ball. Don't remember who that player was. The bottom line was inbound the ball, get it to Adrienne. Adrienne put up the shot. There was like 10 seconds left in this game. I should have said that sooner. 10 seconds, maybe a little bit more, not much more than 10 seconds in the game. So inbounder gets the ball to me. I take like one dribble right about half court, y'all. I take like one dribble. I let the ball go. I get fouled and hit the floor in the process. The basket is good for three. And it's an and one, just like Courtney Williams, okay? But this was what it was. This is all he had said that I recall. Get the ball to Adrienne. Adrienne, we need a three. Ball gets inbounded. I catch. I like take a dribble, and then I just let it fly. I get knocked to the floor, but the shot was good. Now I have a chance in this game to take the lead. I tied the game with the three. I was never a good free throw shooter as a player in school, never. And I go to the line, the pressure's on me, we tied the game, there's just seconds left in this game, and I have a chance to go up, just like Courtney Williams did. I take the shot, and unlike Courtney Williams, I did not make the shot. I missed the shot. I missed the opportunity to all but win this game with seconds left at the line and shoot a form for me, who was not a good free throw shooter. I missed. But the good news is Malaika Kashaka, my teammate, she got the offensive rebound. She takes it, goes up strong, misses the shot, but she's fouled. She gets to go to the line to shoot 2. So what happens with mere seconds left on the clock, with the game tied because of my 3, with the game not, with us not up, Andrew Jackson Hickory's not up 1 because I missed. She gets a chance. Goodness, good job, Malika, getting that rebound. She goes to the line for 2. She misses the first one. She's got one more opportunity for us to take the lead. She misses the second one. The time expires. We go into overtime. I get injured in overtime. Couldn't even walk to the locker room afterwards. They had to bring up the wheelchair and the whole mess. And we lose the game. I think I had about 21 points in that game, something 19 or 21 in that game, but we lost the game. It just reminded me of really 2 things, right? It reminds me of Courtney Williams, that wonderful moment where you hit the big shot and somebody committed the Cardinal defensive foul and they put me to the line and I missed the shot to go up 1. And then my teammate gets 2 opportunities and she misses both of them. So yeah, it brings back memories, but it also brings back memories when you think about Breanna Stewart having an opportunity, being at the line to she makes the first one and misses the second one. I only got 1 because I made the field goal, the 3-pointer, and then I missed. That thing, I still remember all these years later. I may not remember exactly how many minutes seconds rather, were on the clock, which at one point I'm sure I could have rattled off, but I do know it was around 10 seconds. I blew it. And that's why as an adult, and even as a coach, I always preach free throws. That's why even as an adult, no more playing days for me. I'm out at the court, at the park, or in a gym, and I'm shooting free throws to the point where it was automatic. Could release it, close my eyes, and it would go in. And I've had players say to me when I coached, "Will you always, how do you do that? Were you always able to do that? How do you do that?" I'm like, it's no formula. It's hard work. But it's something that I remembered. And even as an adult, I wanted to be able to knock down free throws. And as a coach, I preached games are won and lost at the free throw line. And I learned that the hard way, as Breanna Stewart did. But I put my team in a position for us to win. I couldn't finish the job. Courtney Williams was able to finish the job, and Breanna Stewart choked again. And so they end up going into this game that's going to be this afternoon, down 1 at home. Now to the situation as a coach, the last game of my career. We had already won the conference championship the year before, first time ever done in the history of the school. And then back-to-back conference titles. And we were in sectionals. So we're in the postseason. We were in the semifinals. Never, ever gone that far. Even the year before, when we won the title the first time, we did not get to the semifinals. So we're in the semifinals and we're playing for an opportunity to get to the finals of sectionals, which is the first chunk of postseason, and then you go into the regionals, etc. But here we are with an opportunity. It's the end of the game, and we are down 2 points. Down 2 points with maybe 30 seconds on the clock. And what happens? My star player gets fouled. A beautiful free throw shooter she is. So you couldn't even script it up enough. Script it up better than this. 2 points down. We get her on the line. She goes to the line. And this is what we want to see. This is opportunity to tie it. She takes the first shot. She misses. She misses the first shot. Now, there was like a pause. It's almost like slow motion to me because a lot of things are going on in my mind. I'm going to tell you why in a moment. So I didn't call a timeout, and I could tell the opposing coach expected me to call a timeout. I should have called a timeout, but it was almost like I felt like I was stuck. This is the biggest game of my career. I felt like I was in quicksand, right? So I just kind of hesitated, and then he called the timeout. Okay, great. Now, here is what's going through my mind this whole time. It's just flipping through my mind. Do I have her with less than a minute left in this game? Might have even been lot less than that. I don't remember exactly how much it was. It was under a minute for sure, under a half a minute at this point, as I recall. There was a time when I could rattle this stuff off, but a lot of time does things to you. And so he calls a timeout, and here's what I'm thinking. Have her miss the free throw. I could have her miss the free throw, which many people would have you do, so that you can get the rebound and an opportunity with hardly any time on the clock, an opportunity for you to to maybe score and get fouled, etc. But here's my problem. It still haunts me when I think about it. I had on my agenda, I always typed out an agenda for practice. The day before this game, it was on my agenda to practice purposely missing a free throw. And for those of you who know basketball, you know why you do that. And I don't have time to explain it right now to those who don't. But it was on the agenda. We had never done it before. We never had to do it, and I never even practiced it. And if you know anything about basketball, you know it's extremely difficult to purposely miss a free throw. It's really hard. It's easy to miss when you're trying to make it. Well, when you're trying to miss and you got to strike iron, otherwise you lose possession anyway, it's hard to do. So I had it on my list to practice. It was probably God talking to me. We didn't practice it, and now I'm thinking, do I have her miss the second free throw? She missed the first. She never misses, but she missed the first. Do I have her miss on purpose so we can have a chance of getting the rebound and scoring, or at least getting fouled and going to the line and getting the 2 points that way? I opted not to do that. I opted to do what was our bread and butter, and that was good defense. And so at that timeout, I said, listen, let's just make this free throw. You're going to make the free throw. Everybody up on the make. Everybody in the passing lanes in denial, and let's go for the steal. If not, we're going to foul, because that one shot would have only put us in. We would still been down one. So I opted to go with what I knew we could do and what we had done all year, which is what got us there, and that is incredible defense and steals by putting on pressure. So I didn't do what I would probably have done if I had practiced that, which was on my list, which we didn't do because we ran out of time in practice the day before. So she, of course, makes the second one because she barely ever misses, and she certainly wasn't going to miss 2 in a row. She makes it. We get in the passing lanes. They were able to inbound the ball. We do foul immediately, but they go on the other end. They make their free throws, and the time expires in any way. Long story longer, we lose that game and we don't advance to the finals, the biggest game of my career. Also, the last game of my career. I did not coach the next season. So that all came back to me when I was thinking about New York Liberty and their loss to the Minnesota Lynx. And of course, I was rooting for the Lynx, and I still want the Lynx to win because I like Coach Reeve. No. But I do like Nikita Collier, and I never rooted for New York in my life, except when they played against the Aces, because I dislike Asia Wilson more than I dislike New York, apparently. So it just brought it all back to me, because there was Stewart with that opportunity, and she makes the first, she misses the second. With my player, she missed the first, she made the second, but it was all on the line. Everything was right there. It was the exact person you would want on the line in that situation in Stewart. It was the exact person we would want on the line in my player. And yet, as much as we want to say that Breanna Stewart choked, you got to recognize they wouldn't even be in that position if Breanna Stewart didn't bring her game night in and night out to even get them into the finals. So it's easy to look at that player and go, you just choked, which you did. But there's a bigger picture there. And the same thing with my player. My goodness, of all the times to miss, right, was that opportunity. I'm thinking that's a sure 2 points. She's going to hit both those, and she doesn't. And that's how my career ended. That's how our season ended. There were some tears shed, of course. But it's amazing how it's almost like you get to relive these things all these years later. And I said, Breanna Stewart and the New York Liberty, after giving up such a lead, they're going to have trouble sleeping. I said that. I'm sure that is exactly what happened, in particular, Breanna Stewart, right? But it should have been Sabrina as well. And then for me, I know as a coach, I had many nights, after a game where your mind is going, especially during the losing years. We had my last 2 years were very strong very strong seasons, and we were the team that was hunted because we were just kicking tail. So I didn't have as many sleepless nights then, but I certainly know what that's like. And so all these years later, as Caitlin Clark has brought me back to watching, and I'm thinking about that game, and I'm going, oh man, this reminds me of my senior year of high school where I could have taken care of business at the line and I missed. And then as a coach, where number one, I could have made sure that we had practiced that I didn't do, and then obviously my player missing that shot, and it was a great season. But and sure enough, that last game, my coaching, the first question the press asked me after the game in the post game interview there, first question was, did you consider purposely missing the free throw? And of course I said, of course I did. I know the game. Yes, I did. I opted not to do that. So yeah, but now, every time I think about it, I go, would you do it differently? I mean, I talked to my assistant coach, we talked, and she said, no, you did the right thing. You did what it is you always do. You always get in the passing lanes, you create opportunities, you create steals. But when asked if you would do it differently the next time, my answer is absolutely I would, because I knew what I didn't work. So knowing what I know now, yeah, I'd have tried something different. But yeah, first game of the WNBA Finals, and it has taken me back to playing days as well as coaching days. I just thought I'd share those personal stories with you. I'm intending to go live to see game 2 of the New York Liberty versus the Minnesota Lynx. So if you are interested, make sure that you jump on, chill out, hang out with us during that game. And if you have not hit the subscribe button, please do so. Always appreciate it. We're continuing to grow. And of course, you want to like, you want to comment and build community, which we are doing here on the Adrienne Ross Show. I'll catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.